I was researching this video earlier today, and honestly, I think this might be one of the greatest side hustles I have ever seen in my time. You look at gurus online who are trying to sell you complete random tat online, but all this guy did is literally get rocks and sell them to people. I mean, you can't get any more simple than that. But somehow, he managed to make over $1 million selling rocks to strangers. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and if you ever want to be a millionaire, all I'm going to suggest is that you go outside, you get yourself a nice shiny round rock, get some googly eyes, stick it on the front of the rock, and you've got a product. And you're halfway there to making a multi-million-dollar empire. This was the idea of advertising executive Gary Dahl, who collected smooth stones from Mexico's Rosarito Beach. So when you think about this as a marketing opportunity, you might think that this is too simple to be effective. Yes, so simple in fact, it makes you curious why nobody thought of the idea before. But basically, Gary said that the idea came to him one evening when he was in the bar with some friends, and his friends were talking about the fact that their pets were not the easiest to take care of. They had so many wants and needs, and that generally they were complaining about owning pets. I mean, first and foremost, you need to know what you're letting yourself in for before you get a pet, just putting that out there. But there is obviously room for, your animals being little shits sometimes. So I think they're well within their rights to have a little bit of a moan every now and again about some annoying things their pets might do. Like any good marketer would, he identified a problem that people had. The fact that pets aren't easy to handle. So the solution is to make a pet that was easy to handle. Something with little to no responsibility, and the consequences of poor pet handling isn't really yours. Do you have a dog that poops on the carpet? A cat that won't stop scratching the bedpost? Or a snake which won't stop trying to measure you up at night to try and eat you whole? Yes, there are snakes that do that sometimes, so yeah, you've got to be careful there. But all of these things are problems, and there are issues that pet owners have all the time. So having a pet that doesn't do any of these things is a good thing. But what sort of pet could you get? Yes, why not elect for a pet that does none of those things? Why not a rock? These rocks don't have googly eyes on them, however, but if you want to make your pet rock more pet-like, then it might be a good idea to do so. But to be as authentic as possible, Gary went out of his way to create a brand around this gag pet and started to produce a booklet for how to care for your pet rock. Much in the same way that you would go out of your way to teach your pet dog new tricks. The manual states the following when you obtain your new pet. Your pet rock will be a devoted friend and companion for many years to come. Rocks enjoy a rather long lifespan, so the two of you will never have to be apart. At least, not on your pet rock's account. Once you have transcended the awkward training stage, your rock will mature into a faithful, obedient, loving pet with but one purpose in life: to be at your side when you want it to, and to go lie down when you don't. A pet rock is perfect for people who hate animals, are allergic to animals, or who are not allowed to keep animals. When you own a pet rock, you never have problems with leash law violations. You'll never have to clean up nasty messes, and your pet will never keep you and your neighbours awake at night. Pet rocks are welcome everywhere. And of course, like any good pet manual states, it gives you some very helpful information as to how to care and train your rock. Basically, it says that when your rock arrives and you take it out of the box, if it becomes excitable, then the best thing to do is to leave your rock on some newspaper, because the rock will know what's up and then calm down. The booklet goes into detail of the initial training that you can give your rock, with commands such as come, stay, sit, down, stand, and heel. Other tricks you can teach them, in which you may need to give them a little bit of a hand with, include playing dead, rolling over, or playing fetch, when you basically lob your rock as far as you can. Teaming up with a designer, Gary produced a cardboard carrying case complete with 14 air holes. On the outside, it was simply printed, "This box contains one genuine pedigreed pet rock." to which you'd get your nice shiny new pet rock alongside with the manual on how to care for it. Then, at that point, it was yours to do as you choose. This product was designed and released in 1975, which initially was only meant to be some form of stocking filler, but became incredibly popular, with this commonly being gifted to people as a bit of a joke or gag present. And put it this way, if someone bought me a pet rock, I would be over the moon and chuffed to bits about it. These rocks went on sale for about $4 a pop, and at that price, seem as though it's rock, they flew off store shelves. Everybody wanted them. Either they flew off store shelves and probably into people's windows, because these are rocks we're talking about after all. I mean, what else could you possibly do with a pet rock? With over 1.5 million rocks selling in just a few months, you would think that he had managed to hit the jackpot. Until Gary received a lawsuit from two of his investors, winning the lawsuit against him to a 6-figure settlement having to be paid out. Oh, the price of success. And of course, many copycats would come out of the woodworks and try and release their own similar products, or their own pet rocks. However, none of them would really hit the same tone like this one did, particularly because Gary actually has the copyright for the pet rock. While this fad would come and go, Gary would try with a few other novelty products, such as a bicentennial pet rock, mail order college degrees for stones, and an original sand breeding kit, all of which sunk like a brick. After all of these endeavours, Gary would move on and open a bar before returning to advertising. But this lightning in a bottle marketing idea would truly become the big highlight of his career. Despite the fact that Gary has later confirmed on reflection that he wasn't too fond of the whole idea of making the pet rock product, and even said the following in an interview in the year 1999. Most investors call me because they've come up with their own novelty idea. A pet stick, or pet poop, or pet gravel. I've seen them all, they're all bad. If people would just forget I did the pet rock, I'd be happy. So his approach seems to be, been there, done that, I'd rather not think about it anymore. But that's all well and good to say, particularly when this made you over $1 million. I mean, you cannot deny that fact. And I'm just putting it out there, if this was me, I would love to be the pet rock guy. I'm the guy who released and made the pet rock product and then made over $1 million doing so. That is it's pretty genius if I do say so myself. The only thing I would have done was I would have slapped some googly eyes on it and sold it as well, because everybody likes googly eyes. Yes, you might be treated as the crazy person for selling rocks to people, but it's something you have to own. If you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. Now, I'm looking at the booklet on my phone, and there's a section that talks about the health of your rock. And this is just depressing. It talks about a section called Rock Bottom and states the following. If your pet rock appears nervous and fidgety, it's a better than even chance it's suffering from the dreaded rock bottom. No other disease is as debilitating to pet rocks as rock bottom. The first symptoms are manifested in an almost unbelievable forgetfulness. Your pet rock will not remember a single command or trick. All the hours of training will be forgotten. It will be the saddest day of your life. This is the actual quote. From simple loss of memory, it gets worse. So bad, in fact, that we won't go into it here. Suffice to say that should your pet rock contract rock bottom, get a new pet rock immediately. There is no known cure. That is very depressing, particularly if I did stick some googly eyes on my rock. So, on that depressing, sad note, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.